Today, from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Carolina Panthers taking on the New York Jets.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And this game, Charles, much talked about coming in. And you think there's a real chance this is a Super Bowl preview?
I do. Because
play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Give to Hall running right. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25. Well, this defense for the Panthers very strong in that victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
They go play action here on first down. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 down at the 31. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Back to throw again. Here's Johnson with a reception. And the Jets are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Beckham in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Hall. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall. His 12th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. In motion right, that's Wilson. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. A give running right is Hall. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Fisher being chased out. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. DJ Wanham got off his spot quickly and got to the quarterback. Now the Jets offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Fisher. And a completion to Wilson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. This now a 3rd and 4. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the return will stop right around the 25. He'll try to shake off the cobwebs from the interception he threw on the previous drive. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 44-yard line. Off the play fake. Fisher. He finds Wilson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 28 yards. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
But nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from moving out in front in the final minute of the half.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that.
Last time they had the football, he ran it in. His 8th rushing touchdown on the season. Been such a vital part of that rushing attack. 1st and 10 here. Now Hall to start the drive. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Fisher over the middle and complete to Wilson. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Panthers are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. The Jets ready to get going again here on offense. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Wilson's got it complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big 1st down to get away from the end zone. Operating from the gun, Fisher. Now a leaping catch, he's got it. And he's taken down right away at the 39-yard line. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Fisher. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And Wilson with it, complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 38-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their 1st, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Off play action. Fisher. He'll buy some time right. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. Back to throw. Fisher. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up. Ball again. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Jets go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
So here are the Jets now to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. He finds his target, Beckham. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Throwing on first down. Fisher. Got a man here. It's Wilson. And he's brought down. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Looking to throw. Fisher escaping the pressure right. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Off the play fake. Fisher. He'll get just a yard on the scramble in 2nd down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall punching it in from a yard away. And the Jets add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101? Check that box.
New York set to take the field. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. Boy, left that first defender grasping at air as he winds up getting a full 8 yards on that play. So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. The Jets, with victory seemingly in hand, they take a knee. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for the Jets, the win is their 8th on the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. Till next time, we say so long from Charlotte.
Today, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 12 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the New York Jets taking on the New England Patriots.
Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. And New York set to take the field. On 1st and 10, Fisher flushed out right. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Christian Barmore in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it, and this one will be brought back to the 22. He's thrown one pass. Of course, that was intercepted on the last drive. He also had 2 interceptions in the previous ball game last week. So becoming a little bit of an issue here. He'll try to fix it now, 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. You look at this Patriots defense. It's a unit that has had all sorts of issues against the pass. Dead last in the NFL, number 32 in the league.
Yep.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one covers 29 yards, first down. Play action. Fisher. This one finds Wilson downfield. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll look to throw again. And this is caught at the 8. And the Jets are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Jets are back within a score.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a...
Remember, he ran it in the last time they had it. That was his 9th rushing touchdown on the season. Well, they begin here on this drive, 1st and 10. On 1st down, Fisher. There's a short one caught by Johnson. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counting on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. That's Foley Fadukasi who got in there and finished off the play. Now a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Fisher forced out to his left. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be... The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. And the catch made by Johnson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way.
There he goes right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Juwan Johnson, 43 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets ahead of steam go.
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He had the touchdown pass. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So at halftime, it's the Patriots with the advantage. As we'll get you past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game, we skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. And the Jets going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point, and now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Throwing on first down, Fisher. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnson. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Back to throw. Fisher. Got a man. It's Johnson. End zone. He's got a Jets touchdown. A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Jets have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His second touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. Following the fumble recovery, Fisher. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Fisher working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Fisher over the middle, complete. It's Wilson. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Looking to throw. Fisher. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 14. Now a timeout called for by the offense. So, boy, that's already the 3rd they burn here. They are out of timeouts now before we've even hit the 4th quarter. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10. To throw again. Fisher. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Odell Beckham. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Jets will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
So here are the Jets now to take over. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On 3rd down, Fisher. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that... And now out come the Jets. On 1st and 10, Fisher. Over the middle to Beckham. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. to throw. Fisher. It's brought in by Wilson. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one. Off the play fake. Fisher. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. He's brought down in the red zone at the 18 after a gain of 18. First and 10. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a first down in field goal range already. Plenty of time to work with here, but the timeouts, they're gone. Here's first and 10. Straight ahead is Hall.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
They'll come up now. Second and 9. Play action. Fisher. He's got Wilson, and that's a Jets touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Jets answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
New York set to take the field. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And they'll get him down after a gain of 7, but they'll happily give him that. The play fake. Fisher. That's caught by Wilson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner. See a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout, but instead they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very
Today, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On first down, Fisher. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Throwing again, Fisher. He's going to let it go again. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Across midfield. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. And now, oh boy, this is a bit of a surprise, to be kind. They accepted the holding penalty, so wipe out the interception, and their defense will stay on the field. Okay. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
Throwing on first down, Fisher. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down. Looking to throw, Fisher. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Russell Gage. His second touchdown on the season. And the Jets are an extra point away from evening this one up. And correct me if I'm wrong. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He had the interception. Off play action. Fisher. Crossing the field, Beckham makes a catch. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Back to throw. Fisher. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. Touchdown! Garrett Wilson, 65 yards. And the Jets are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes?
Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He's thrown a couple of touchdowns. Off the play fake. Fisher. Wilson's got it on the crossing route. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in and brought down, but to their 30-yard line. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down. Operating from the gun, Fisher. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again, Fisher. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Looking to throw, Fisher. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. New York set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. On 1st and 10, Fisher. It's caught. Beckham. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. The Jets come in search of win number 9 on the year. And they come in off a loss last time out, but still in the midst of a great season. Winners of 8 of their last 10. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Joe Tryon gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. To throw on 3rd down, Fisher. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Quality coverage that time to slow down what's been the main source of offense again.
The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. Taking in left side, it's Wilson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Back to throw. Fisher. Complete. It's Johnson. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Looking to throw. Fisher. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Fisher. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
What will look like a march to the end zone is in a momentary.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Juwan Johnson. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Jets have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. So a very strong first drive in the 2nd half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a 3rd quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they?
And New York set to take the field. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive. So we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Operating from the gun, Fisher. And that's going to be incomplete. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far. But New York set to take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even... Now a play fake here on first down. He completes it to Wilson. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Fisher. He finds his man Johnson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different. Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing. Steps away to his left. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st. You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down and a 21-yard gain. Operating from the gun, Fisher dancing to his left. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this game here. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now he's going to get it on the jet sweep. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down. Off play action. Fisher rolling to his left. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. On 1st down, Fisher buying time to his left. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. From here on, any score could be the winning one, and he is certainly aware of that. Look at the way he locked in on that marker and made a mad scramble to get to it for the 1st down. A strong running. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Back to throw. Fisher. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Here's a give to Hall. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now 2nd and 4. They'll go again with Hall. And some room to maneuver. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Hall want to give up the middle. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Here's 2nd down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1. A handoff for Hall. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now 1st and goal. Now Hall. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
To throw on 2nd down. Fisher being chased. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They've just likely won this thing in regulation.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Came so close, Charles. They were knocking on the door in a one-possession game, but ultimately the defense held tough to get the victory.
And doesn't it feel like it just leaves them asking what could have been? So many moments when they could have had a big play to change the outcome of this game, and let's face it, none bigger than that final snap that just fell short.
So for the Giants, the win is number 9 for them on the year, and they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Jets as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.
Today, from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Jet offense as they get ready to take over. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. And his first look is incomplete. These two teams, you might recall, met back in mid-season, Week 8 to be exact. And it was the Jets winning on the road, so they're looking to finish off the sweep here now at MetLife Stadium. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So apparently some grabbing in the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Looking to throw on second down. Fisher. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Jalen Phillips. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. To the right side and intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. He's got to try to shake off the interception he threw on that first drive and led to the field goal. And now back out there for drive number 2. First down here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Looking to throw. Fisher forced out to his left. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively,
down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 47. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. A gain of 5, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Fisher. This pass complete. He finds Jeremy Ruckert. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. You talk about this Miami defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
I jotted down in my notes in prepping for this game that this is definitely an area we got to keep an eye on, because you're talking about where they rank in stopping the run. But how about what they're facing? This unit loves to run the football, and they rank highly in the league in getting it done.
Yeah, power against power. Something's got to give. On 4th down, Fisher. Throw left side complete. That's Wilson. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Jets try it, but the 4th down. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. They are still in search of their first points of the ball game, but only down 6-0 as they begin with a first down. First play of the drive there is incomplete.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Reed Blankenship just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. The Jets on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. Looking to throw. Fisher completes it again to Gage. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Fisher steps away to his left. Oh, and that is incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage, excellent. And the Jets set to take the field. Throwing on 1st down. Fisher, he's going to take another shot here. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet 1st down. Operating from the gun. Fisher going right back to Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Back to throw. Fisher. He completes it to Beckham. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Fisher. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. Looking to throw. Fisher. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
No surprise to see his sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up, and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the 1st down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Back to throw. Fisher escapes it, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Operating from the gun. Fisher. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Fisher. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher eluding the pressure right. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this is caught. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 64 yards.
That's how you put field position. What a play right there. That nearly went the distance. Credit this defense for not giving up. They get him down just short of the goal line, but the damage is done. It's going to be 1st and goal from an ideal position.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Hall. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. One more time with Hall. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall. His 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throw.
Another go-around now for the Jets offense. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Back to throw. Fisher. Flush to his right. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
Yeah, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. Dancing to his left. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Buying time to his left. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Looking to throw. Fisher escaping the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jalen Phillips picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Here comes second down. Off play action. Fisher. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Bradley Chubb, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long. That's pulled in by Wilson. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, slim just...
So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Dolphins, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's loss number 3 for them on the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Foxborough to face off against the New England Patriots. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium.
Today, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports.
So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. first and 10. Fisher throwing for the out route. He finds Wilson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Back to throw. Fisher. Caught by Wilson. And he's got this down to the 35. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Looking to throw. Fisher. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Operating from the gun. Fisher being chased out left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On third down, here's Hall. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up fourth down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That is caught and brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on fourth down to bring up first and goal. In motion right is Wilson. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. Garrett Wilson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are on the board first here this afternoon. Building confidence after a loss, that's a good way to do it. The loss last game, but first drive here in this one, cashing it in for 6.
And they can talk all they want about putting a loss behind them. I think that drive there did more than any conversation they had, don't you think?
That's exactly right. Puts that. He notched his 15th touchdown pass of the year on that last drive, and they'll look to keep it going here, first and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 7-7, our score after 1. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they've got it with a first and 10. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Back to throw. Fisher. Again, it's Johnson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
Back to throw again. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
All right, Captain, it's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now, what do you think they're going to try and dial up on third and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you? And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15 16-yard line. Keon White got in there for the sack. Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. They go play action here on first down. And his throw here is incomplete.
But he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Back to the air on second down. Fisher. He finds Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 27 yards there, a first down. Off the play fake. Fisher. Caught. It's Wilson. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. On the draw, it's Hall. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. Forced out to his left. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Jets have taken the lead. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns third and goal into a touchdown. He's up to 11 rushing touchdowns now on the season after scoring on the ground. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Looking to throw. Fisher. And he floated one out there, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Steps away to his left. And they'll get him down 2 yards shy after a pickup of 8. 4th and 2. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
They overloaded that time on the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7. On third down, Fisher. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket.
So out now come the Jets. Throwing to start the drive. Fisher. Ruckert hauling it in on the out route. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Back to throw. Fisher quickly into the hands of Beckham. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Fisher. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Back to throw. Fisher. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Off play action. Fisher. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Got to figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Fisher. Dancing, and he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Jets are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time.
Another drive coming up for New York's offense. On first down, Fisher buying time to his left. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays.
And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Keon White able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective.
New York set to take the field. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this 4th quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Fisher. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Patriots take over, and they're going to... So the Jets now down 31-27. Throwing on first down. Fisher. And this one is incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Okay, partner.
So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future, they've got to work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for New England, their chances of finishing over 500, they remain alive as they move to 6-8 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Jets, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Patriots winners here at home as we say so long from Fox.